The following feature presentation is part of the Skywalking Network.
This is what you can invest in on this episode 538 of Skywalking Through Neverland. Just be careful where you dial your expectations. It was destiny that Disney was going to pull the trigger on this.
I recall hearing about this, but I thought it was just talk about quarterlies and finances and trade routes and taxation, so...
Take her braids down for a boy, which in Alderanian speak, that means having sex. Yeah, this never. We haven't heard a peep.
Yeah, this was one of the ones I was really looking forward to.
Are you ready?
Off to Neverland.
Here we go.
A long time ago, in a galaxy far, far away.
To all who come to this happy place, welcome. Disneyland is your land.
When I first made Star Wars, everybody in Hollywood said, well, this is a movie Disney should have made.
You're more than just fans. You're family.
Best day ever!
It's about family, and that's what's so powerful about it.
Hey.
When you use a bird to write with, it's called tweeting.
When we visit the world of Disney, we never grow old. It's a Peter Pan, Never land that keeps us young in heart.
This is Jedi Master Obi-Wan Kenobi, and you are skywalking through Neverland. I have a good feeling about this.
Hey, Skywalkers! Do you recall that big day back in December 2020 when Disney gave us the holiday treat of the rundown on what's to come during their Investor Day event? Well, on this episode, we're going to go over what Star Wars projects were announced and how many came through and how many didn't. But for right now, we want to welcome you back to Skywalking Through Neverland. I am Richard Woloski, but now everyone please say hello to my sweetie wife Sarah, who's giving a little bit of a spoiler of what we're talking about and during this Disney Investor Day. Yeah,
I've got...
What could that be? What series was announced?
What do you think, Skywalkers in the Sky Chat? All right, well, if you haven't already, please subscribe to the Skywalking Through Neverland YouTube channel to see all the clips and additions that we work hard on every week to put in the video version of the show. And also, if you happen to be a Patreon member at skywalkingforce.com, then you can also watch the show right from your Patreon feed. Now, we are your enthusiastic podcast destination for the many decades of your Star Wars, Disney, Marvel, and pop culture fandom. So imagine a big Wookiee hug and a little sprinkle of pixie dust for our family of Skywalkers.
All right, now we are being sponsored by Small World Vacations, and they are a diamond-level Disney vacation planner travel agency that can help you book your trip to a Disney park around the world, a Disney cruise, or to the Universal theme parks. The best of all worlds. And best of all, this service is free. You heard me right, free of charge. So head over there to smallworldvacations.com for a no-obligation price quote and tell them Skywalking Through Neverland sent you.
Now, Spirit Jersey has their own Star Wars and Disney license that you can buy outside of the parks. All you have to do is head to spiritjersey.com and get free shipping with code SKYWLKNVD. They've got some really cool holiday bundles right now, so check out that website.
All right, now we are recording this from Long Beach, California on December the 10th, 2025.
So, Richard, what happened today in Star Wars history?
Well, speaking of the Disney Investor Day, on this day, December 10th, in 2020, Lucasfilm President Kathleen Kennedy announces upcoming films and Disney Plus series at the Walt Disney Company Investor Day event. This content includes the Disney Plus series Obi-Wan Kenobi, Ahsoka, Rangers of the New Republic.
Don't give away Don't give away the farm here.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I'm just very, very excited. Now, do you recall this day when this big investor day presentation popped up?
Yes. It wasn't a convention. There wasn't a D23 expo happening. There wasn't a Star Wars celebration. All of a sudden, it was like all over everywhere. The news, the social media outlets, everything, because they put out this Disney Investor Day and announced so much more that I believe it's over 60 projects throughout the whole Walt Disney Company. You know, that includes Disney, Marvel, Pixar, everything.
Yeah, and I recall hearing about this, but I thought it was just talk about quarterlies and finances and trade routes and taxation. So
oh yeah, a lot of it is that.
Yeah, but then we started watching it. It's like, oh, wait a minute, they're announcing what? They're announcing this?
Sizzle reels for this?
That?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, all this stuff coming. We were so excited. Like, I know we're in the middle of the pandemic, but this is a reason to be happy.
I think that's exactly what they were tapping into.
Yeah. All right, now let's dive deep into these projects, and we'll give an honorable mention to Marvel and Disney projects that did or did not make the cut.
How'd you do it? Defeat an empire with almost nothing.
We had each other.
It's remarkable to be back here with you again for another Investor Day and reflect on all that's happened since we last gathered in April of 2019. Our world and our entire industry has been thrown numerous challenges that none of us could have foreseen. As we grapple with one of the most difficult periods in modern history, it's clear that we need great storytelling and the joy of entertainment more than ever before.
In the midst of the pandemic, Disney gave us a great holiday treat on December 10th of 2020, a huge Investor Day live stream where various heads of studios announced or updated status on films and TV series for not just Star Wars, but Marvel, Disney, Disney Animation, Pixar, and FX.
Mm-hmm.
5 years later, a lot has happened, and some of these titles never made it to air.
But for the purpose of this episode, we're going to focus primarily on Star Wars and Lucasfilm to see what was made, what is coming, and what has been just swept under the rug. Hopefully no one will remember. Lando, Droid Story. So, some of the content was officially announced here, and some had been previously announced. Now, here at this Investor Day event, they're going to stockpile everything in one place for a definitive list to excite the investors and the fans. And at the end of our discussion, we'll give a final tally what was made with Lucasfilm and Disney and Marvel.
Mm-hmm. Now, in case you didn't know, the Disney Investor Day is a major corporate event where the Walt Disney Company's top executives outline financial updates, strategic plans, and future content slates to investors, analysts, and media. It really helps set, the price of Disney stock. So, this event in 2020 heavily focused on accelerating growth for its streaming services. So, Disney Plus, Hulu, ESPN, and as we've seen, these are big reveals from major studios.
And at this point, Disney Plus was only a few weeks old.
Oh, yeah, that's...
No, I'm sorry, a year.
No, a year.
Yeah, Disney Plus came out 2019.
November 12th, 2019.
2019.
Right? Yeah. I remember that day. It was so exciting. Oh.
All right, now let's roll into this Lucasfilm presentation video in which Kathleen Kennedy took the stage. Now, the first few minutes were dedicated to the first 2 seasons of The Mandalorian, and then it kicked into high gear with 2 upcoming spin-off series. Let's take a look at this.
Today, I'm excited to share with you that John and Dave are concurrently developing 2 new spin-off series exclusively for Disney+. One, The Rangers of the New Republic, and the other featuring fan favorite, Ahsoka Tano. Set within the timeline of The Mandalorian, these interconnected shows, along with future stories, will excite new audiences, embrace our most passionate fans, and will culminate in a climactic story event.
All right, so let's start with Rangers of the New Republic. Now, the official announcement for this series was made during this presentation, and this series would have featured Gina Carano as Cara Dune. And she was becoming a fan favorite and a very strong character in The Mandalorian. This couldn't fail. So we'd already set up the fact that she was the Marshal, and she was now going to springboard from Mandalorian into her own series.
Yeah.
And it was right there. I was very excited for this.
Oh, yeah.
Just to see another faction of Rangers of the Galaxy.
Right.
Maybe the Resistance was springboarded from the Rangers.
Oh, okay.
Because it's the New Republic.
Right.
So maybe the Rangers were a small faction. From there, it blossomed into the Resistance.
Well, I was looking forward to this, especially now seeing how Navarro, the city of Navarro, has grown between season 1 and season 3 of The Mandalorian. I think it would have been great to see these Rangers kind of do their thing in these outposts. I mean, I'm sure they wouldn't have just been on Navarro, but that's where it would have begun. And then we would have seen a lot more of that little outpost, like the New Republic has that little outpost where we saw all of like Dave Filoni was at, and Zeb. Yeah. And so I feel like this would have been kind of like a very old West show, but for a new age.
Yeah, she was approached by Carson Teva to do something bigger, to take on a bigger role in the protection of the galaxy. So right there was that backdoor pilot entry into this new series.
Yeah, yeah. Exactly.
But
2022. What happened?
Well, just stay off of social media, people. And if you're gonna go on social media, then don't post anything political. Of course, freedom of speech, but freedom of speech does come with a price.
Especially if you're working with a big company.
Yes.
Like Disney, unfortunately. So
now you can say anything you want on social media, but there are repercussions, as Gina Carano had seen firsthand. She had posted something we won't get into. Disney did not align with it and said, "Yeah, Gina, your termination is coming.
Yeah,
here's your pink slip, and we'll." There's the door.
And the series was brushed under the rug, unfortunately.
Yeah, which there's other characters.
I know there are other characters, and you know what? We got some people. So, like Maria says, I was very pumped for it. Absolutely.
I know. I was looking forward to it. You were looking forward to it, but this one goes on the nope pile.
So 1 for nope.
All right. Then she went on with another spin-off from The Mandalorian, and that was Ahsoka.
Yes, and the official announcement was during this presentation, even though Bob Iger said in February of 2020 that spin-offs of The Mandalorian were being considered. But here was a confirmation of exactly what spin-offs, and a month later, after Bob Iger said that in February, Rosario Dawson was cast as Ahsoka Tano, a live-action Ahsoka Tano.
Yeah, for The Mandalorian.
Now, who was looking forward to this?
When we saw her in The Mandalorian, I think at that point it's like, wait a minute, you put a lot of effort into Ahsoka being in The Mandalorian. This is gonna go somewhere, and boom, it did. All right, let's check in with the Sky Chat over here.
Okay.
And let's see. Maria says I was very pumped for it. I think she meant the Rangers of the New Republic.
Yes.
All right.
Oh, here we go.
Okay, Fernando says Ahsoka is one of my favorite Star Wars series.
Awesome.
And what, another 11 more months and we'll get season 2.
Yes. I mean, I was looking forward to this. Anything Ahsoka, of course, to further her story. But I would not have guessed that this series, now that it has come out, would be so closely tied to Star Wars Rebels. But hey, I loved it because I'm very familiar with Star Wars Rebels.
It's funny, as we were watching Ahsoka, that didn't really play in because we were so well versed in Rebels. So it didn't really matter that this was dependent on seeing Rebels season 4. But we saw other comments from people like, what's going on? what's happening?
Yeah. Okay. Maria says, I loved the first season.
All right. So that is 1 for the yep side.
So what is that, 1 and 1 right now?
Was 1 and 1.
Tied up.
All right. Now, this next part confused us all because Kathleen Kennedy alluded to the next chapter, but then never went any further. next chapter of what? So check this out.
The next chapter will debut on Disney Plus Christmas of 2021.
All right, that was short.
And then behind Kathleen Kennedy is a picture of the Mandalorian.
Right.
Yeah.
So the next chapter of the Mandalorian?
Right. It wasn't clear at all.
No one went through this script and said, okay, what exactly are you referring to by this next chapter? And by doing a little digging, she was talking about the Book of Boba Fett, which premiered Christmas of 2021.
Which really was Mando 2.5. Mandalorian.
Yeah.
Season 2.5.
A great series.
Oh yeah. I mean, if it wasn't called Book of Boba Fett, I don't think people would have such an issue with it.
Now, this is very interesting because at this time, we didn't know what the Book of Boba Fett was.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't until 8 days later on the Mandalorian Season 2 finale that we got the Book of Boba Fett post-credit scene.
Hell yes!
Where this was announced, where Boba Fett and Fennec Shand walks into Jabba's palace, shoots Bib Fortuna, spoiler,
Yep.
and takes over, and then it says the Book of Boba Fett.
And they sit on the throne. What are they going to do for the rest of the day? Just chill there?
Their work is done. But you would have figured that she would have said, watch The Mandalorian Season 2 post-credit scene for this to make sense. But that little bit, Kathleen, what are you talking about?
Yeah, I remember like the chatter about that. It's like, what is this referring to?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but that is something that definitely happened. So that is one for the yup side.
All right, Fernando in the Sky Chat is saying, I really enjoyed the Book of Boba Fett. I don't understand the criticism. What it comes down to is everyone wanted to see this rogue bounty hunter in the galaxy just kicking butt. But been there, done that, seen that. And I like the fact that he grew as a character. He had some time to think in that Sarlacc pit. Like, you know what? This being the bounty hunter, being a gun for hire, you know what? No more of that. Let's step it up. And there's an empty seat. I see Jabba still barge over there on fire. So Jabba couldn't have had a happy ending there. So guess what? There's room for someone to take its place. It made sense to me.
Yeah. Yeah, and he explained it to Fennec. He's like, they had that whole, like, I don't want to be a gun for hire. I want to be a boss. Like, I want to be the boss of my own destiny. And that makes perfect sense. We relate to that.
And I want to rule with respect, not like fear like Jabba. It was all laid out right there. Mm-hmm. So for the criticism, it's Star Wars. So, of course, there's going to be criticism.
Yeah.
So, another one for the yup side?
Yes,
all
indeed.
Right. Now, these next few minutes were dedicated to the stagecraft technology and the volume, and that Disney is building 3 more volumes, one in LA, one in London, one in Australia. But as of 2022, there were 300 similar stages around the world.
Wow.
Not all stagecraft, but knockoff stagecrafts.
Of course. Yeah, once the technology is there, then people can grab it and use it.
So not only were they announcing new content, but they were filling everyone in what was going on with Lucasfilm and the stages and the technology and where their money is going. All right, so next up was a new series for September 2022, and this is a tense, nail-biting spy thriller. What could it be?
One of the most exciting and ambitious new series we have coming to Disney Plus in 2022 is Andor, a tense, nail-biting spy thriller in the Star Wars universe created by Tony Gilroy. Tony's incredible success with the Bourne Identity films distinguishes him as one of today's best creators of the modern spy genre. We couldn't be more thrilled to have him at the helm of this new series for Star Wars. Diego Luna will be back in the role of Rebel spy Cassian Andor from Rogue One, and he will be joined by a fantastic new cast that includes Stellan Skarsgård, Adria Arjona, Fiona Shaw, Denise Goff, Kyle Soller, and Genevieve O'Reilly as Mon Mothma. We just began production in London 2 weeks ago.
All right, so Andor was originally announced at the Disney Investor Day in 2019.
And this was in April?
Yes,
okay.
Yes. So now they're just reiterating here, giving us an update. And it was said that Alan Tudyk would reprise his role as K2SO, but things happened behind the scenes. Stephen Schiff was the showrunner for Andor, and then he was replaced by Tony Gilroy.
Okay. Yeah, Stephen Schiff did The Americans.
Yeah.
He was the showrunner for that series, and that's an amazing series.
Which really excited me when we first heard about this. But then Tony Gilroy coming in and taking his place, like, okay, we can see that. So there's some shifting going around, and Tony Gilroy said, you know what, I love the Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid relationship between Cassian and K2, but it just seems too claustrophobic for right now.
Right, and Tony has also mentioned how you put K2 in something and he's overpowered. So characters can get out of situations super easy. So he kept on finding ways to keep K2 back at the ship, or you know, just so that situations would get more out of hand with our human characters.
So we thought, you know, let's save K2 for the next season. Tony Gilroy, for those of you who don't know, he stepped in to do the reshoots and the rewriting for Rogue One when Disney looked at it and said, yeah, it's a little too dark. So let's do some rewriting and restructuring, and how about we get that guy from the Bourne Identity series, have him step in and do this, and he did, and he was the next possible choice. In fact, it was Tony Gilroy who wrote to Disney, and he wasn't looking to do Andor. He just was giving them his ideas.
Right.
So when Stephen Schiff was not able to continue, then Disney said, you know those ideas you had, Tony? Well, why don't you come on over here, sign the contract, and off we go.
Whatever works.
All right, but guess what? That's another one for the yup side.
Yes. So what's our count right now?
That's 3 for yup and 1 for nope.
Okay. Maria also has something to say. Andor is the best Star Wars series ever. It has the Emmys to prove it. Yeah. Fernando, I enjoy dark stories sometimes. Yeah. It's good to have that dark, then you can really appreciate the light.
Yeah, and we'll get to that in just a few minutes. All right, now, in 2016, The Hollywood Reporter did a survey asking fans which character they would like to see in their own standalone film. Okay, guess who the overwhelming winner was?
Last August at the D23 Expo in Anaheim, we announced the return of Ewan McGregor in the iconic role of Jedi Master Obi-Wan Kenobi for a special event series on Disney+. Obi-Wan Kenobi begins 10 years after the dramatic events of Revenge of the Sith, where he faced his greatest defeat, the downfall and corruption of his best friend and Jedi apprentice, Anakin Skywalker turned evil Sith Lord, Darth Vader.
But wait a minute, did she just say series? I thought this was going to be a film. What happened? Well, unfortunately, Solo did not perform great at the box office. And so all plans for standalone films were scrapped. Rogue One did very, very well.
Yeah.
So why... We know why Solo didn't do well, because of the backlash from The Last Jedi.
Yes, and it was like 6 months after that.
Yeah, but they wanted to turn a lot of attention to Disney Plus, understandably. So they turned Obi-Wan into a Disney Plus series.
Yes, yeah.
Now, during pre-production on the film Obi-Wan Kenobi, which was going to be directed by Stephen Daldry, best known for Billy Elliot, The Hours, and The Reader, Ewan McGregor expressed interest in coming back, and here he is officially announcing his return at D23 Expo in 2019.
Before leaving, we do have one more announcement. After secrets and fibs and not being able to talk about it, I am thrilled to bring out a beloved member of the Star Wars family. Music swells.
Kathleen, can you ask me in front of all of these people, all of these witnesses, can you please ask me, am I going to play Obi-Wan Kenobi again?
Ewan,
Yes?
are you going to play Obi-Wan Kenobi again?
Yes.
Just now, I'm tearing up.
I'm
tearing up. Wow, what a moment.
We were in that room, and it was, oh my God, I thought, like I'm just tearing up. I'm like, oh, he was so excited.
I was so excited for this project, hoping Stephen Daldry was still going to direct, because these heavy hitters like Billy Elliot and The Hours, he was the right choice for Obi-Wan Kenobi, because this had potential for being a very heavy, dramatic series. But then Deborah Cho stepped in, and she had done some great work on The Mandalorian, so she had proven herself. So Stephen was out, Deborah was in, and they made it into the Disney Plus series. A great. I, for one, love the series more than the films, because you get up to 10 episodes,
right?
As opposed to a 2.5 hour film. They get to jam everything into one. In a series, you get to really stretch everything out and explain the different character relationships and the background and the world building. So I was really hoping for that, and we got it with Obi-Wan Kenobi. And this premiered in May of 2022.
Right. So Skywalkers in the Sky Chat, was this a series you were looking forward to? What did you think of it? We already have some answers
here.
Look at this. Okay. So Fernando, Obi-Wan is great. Seeing Vader in action like that was excellent.
Oh my goodness.
And didn't they mix the voices of Hayden Christensen?
Oh yes.
And
when his helmet was cracked.
Yes.
They mixed in James Earl Jones and Hayden Christensen, and that was brilliant.
Kind of like they did in the
Rebels.
Star Wars Rebels series, where they mixed Matt Lanter's voice with James Earl Jones, which was so cool.
All right, Maria says,
Obi-Wan is very underrated. I want more seasons, but I don't think it's going to happen. No, and the story with little Leia was all tied up, and that was exciting to see.
That was very exciting. Have
Leia
you
and
seen Vivian
Obi-Wan.
Lyra Blair recently?
Oh.
She's like a full-grown adult now.
Oh my gosh.
She's like 14
probably
or 15 years
teenager.
old.
Yeah.
Now,
Oh.
Fernando says it should have been a movie. All right. Looking back,
Do you think you'd like a movie better?
yes.
Wow, okay.
Yeah. I got to say, of all of the Disney Plus live action series, I would say Obi-Wan is my least favorite.
Okay.
There was a lot of hiccups there, and I want to speak positively. So there was a lot of good moments, like those Vader and Obi-Wan moments, but that time when Vader could have killed Obi-Wan, but there was a big
Fire in his way?
in his way. He said, you know what? Well, maybe he's having flashbacks.
Yeah.
And walked away. It's like,
Yeah.
But he's right there, Vader.
You live
I
on
don't-
Mustafar.
Yeah, exactly. So there was little things like that. It's like little story hiccups, as I like to call them.
Okay.
Now, Ewan and Hayden Christensen both expressed interest in a season 2, but Kathleen Kennedy had said that it's not considered in active development at Lucasfilm, but the company might return to the character and storyline down the road.
So it might not be a Disney Plus series.
No, but what about a Leia series?
Oh, that would be that would be cool.
A Leia series or a Luke series?
Luke, kind of boring. He can't have too many adventures before his big adventure. So I feel like Leia would be more interesting because she's more of a fully realized character when we meet her in A New Hope.
Yeah, very.
Luke is just learning.
Right now, but don't you want to see the day in and day out of a moisture farmer?
No. I want to see Leia being friends with Holdo, going to her camps. Yes.
And that was in the book.
That was in the books. The Leia, Princess of Alderaan.
Oh.
That was an amazing book. Leia having her first take her braids down for a boy, which in Alderanian speak, that means having sex for the first time. Yeah. That's when you take your braids out. That book was good, man. You should read Leia, Princess of Alderaan. I want to see that as a series. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So maybe there is that. Maybe that's in consideration.
Yeah. Who knows?
Not taking the braid part down, but just her growing up.
Man.
Her growing up.
Sex in Star Wars. Let's do it.
So This is another one for the yup side. So right now that's 4 for the yup and 1 for the nope. Let's move on, potty mouth.
I'm not potty mouth. All right.
Now let's see what Lucasfilm has up their cloaks for animation.
During our first year on Disney Plus, our animated series Star Wars: The Clone Wars saw tremendous success with its epic 7th and final season. Building on the legacy of The Clone Wars, our new animated series, The Bad Batch, follows the Specialist Commandos of Clone Force 99 as they embark on new missions in a rapidly changing galaxy.
So in July of 2020, Disney Plus officially announced the Clone Wars spin-off series, The Bad Batch. And even though it was announced, they're just adding all the new projects here on this Investor Day, yes.
That's so the investors can up the price of Disney stock. That's what that's all for. Yeah.
Now, were you looking forward to The Bad Batch?
I remember I was not. The war and the things, like, I was like, no, I'm not into it. 5 guys, like, whatever. And it wasn't until the very first episode that I saw where with the introduction of Omega changed the entire dynamic of that team into like more of a father, brother, sister relationship, then that interested me.
And they should have, I think, had Omega lead off all the announcements, her introduction, just so we're not thinking it's all about war.
Exactly.
And these 5 soldiers.
Exactly. And now Maria is saying The Bad Batch was great. Yeah, and on retrospect, man, The Bad Batch really was such a great series. Tore your heart out. Like, amazing.
Yeah, three fantastic seasons. And we owe it all to Omega. So hopefully we'll see her return somewhere.
Omega and Tech.
Yes.
But will we see Tech return?
We won't. We won't. He's gone. And you know what? If he did return, then his death would have meant nothing. His sacrifice.
I know. All right, spoilers, but yes.
Yes. Okay, so guess what? Another one for the yup side.
So that's 5 for yup. And, 5 for yup and 1 for nope.
So now we have another animated Star Wars project. Any guesses? Give you a hint. This one is quite visionary.
Star Wars Visions will be a series of animated short films celebrating the Star Wars galaxy through the lens of the world's best anime creators. This anthology collection will bring 10 fantastic visions from several of the leading Japanese anime studios, offering a fresh and diverse cultural perspective to Star Wars.
And this was the first time that Visions was announced during this Investor Day.
Okay.
And seeing how I have almost no experience with anime, I was looking forward to expanding Star Wars in this new way, and my mind was very, very open.
Oh, yeah. I was looking forward to a new perspective on Star Wars. And plus a perspective of kind of where George Lucas got all of his original ideas for the look.
Very Japanese
and some of the characters of the Star Wars universe. And the costumes are very Japanese inspired. So, yeah, that's what I was interested in, the influences and how they'd come through today.
Yeah. And we just saw Vision Season 3. Enjoyed it, but I gotta say we enjoyed it one time around, but it's not something I would go back to.
Right.
Like sometimes we'll pop on a Rebels or a Clone Wars or a Bad Batch. But oddly enough, I did go back and do a little bit of reviewing for an upcoming Secret Star Wars project we have going on.
Oh.
And I did find a lot of these stuff very, very interesting.
Nice.
But you know what? There's a little bit of Star Wars for everybody. If you don't want to see this, you go on to that. If you don't like this, you go on to this. You go on to that.
Absolutely.
So that's another one for the yup side.
Ooh, so 6 yup.
6 yups.
1 nope. Wow.
1 nope.
We're going on a good trajectory here.
Yes, we are so far. You know what? When we were talking about doing this episode, I thought there was going to be more nopes.
I know.
Than yups.
Me too. There's been a lot of changes. But, well, now we come to another series that's based on the further adventures of another character, much like Obi-Wan Kenobi. So let's see what Disney Plus had in store for this other scoundrel.
Lando Calrissian is the galaxy's smoothest, most notorious scoundrel, and he'll return in a brand new event series for Disney Plus. Justin Simeon, creator of the critically acclaimed and hugely popular Dear White People, is developing the story with us now. A massive Star Wars fan himself, Justin has put together a reel to give you a sense of the style, tone, and irresistible swagger of our upcoming series, Lando.
All right, so with each minute of that last dreadful Haunted Mansion film directed by Justin Simeon, I got more and more nervous about this series that was being developed by Justin Simeon.
Right.
That was an awful film, and I got very apprehensive.
But as of September 2023, this Lando series was now being developed as a movie, and Justin Simeon had to bow out to finish Haunted Mansion.
Oh, darn.
I know. And then Donald Glover and his brother, Stephen Glover, stepped in the show running. But there were also reports around this time that the whole thing had been canceled.
Yeah, this is very up in the air. It's up, it's down, it's happening, it's not happening. And what has been going on with the Disney selected directors when their current film does not do well?
Yeah.
They're suddenly not available to continue on with this Star Wars project. James Mangold, unfortunately, Dial of Destiny didn't do that well, and his Dawn of the Jedi movie, where is it? Where's that one all of a sudden? So I think that had a lot to do with Justin Simeon not continuing on with Lando. But if someone's going to continue, why not have Lando himself, Donald Glover, step in?
Absolutely. I mean, Maria says, I was very bummed out when I heard Lando series got scrapped. Yeah, do we think this will ever get made?
You know what? I want to say yes. I really want to say yes because I love Donald Glover as Lando Calrissian. Loved him in Solo, and anything to really further the Solo story.
Also, it's good to have an actor who's very invested in the character to the same level that the fans are invested in it, like Ewan McGregor and Obi-Wan Kenobi. Like, he is invested in being Obi-Wan Kenobi. It probably killed him to go on all these interviews and say so many times, oh no, I can't be, I'm not Obi-Wan. I'd love to come back, but I'm not. And yet all the time he knew that he was, he just couldn't say anything.
Yeah, this was one of the few projects, as we're seeing right now, that was originally announced here.
Yeah.
Well, you don't know what's going on behind the scenes.
Right. And maybe Donald Glover's involved in other projects.
But he's got like 1,000 plates spinning at one time.
Exactly.
So when he's free, you grab him.
Yeah. So unfortunately, this is another one for the nope side, but only the second one. So 6 yeses, 2 nopes.
All right, now this next one had us very curious since it was a big departure from what we'd seen before. The dark side of Star Wars taking place in the days of the High Republic.
Leslie Headland, Emmy-nominated creator of the mind-bending series Russian Doll, is a boldly innovative filmmaker bringing her new Star Wars series to Disney+. The Acolyte is a mystery thriller that will take us into a galaxy of shadowy secrets and emerging dark side powers in the final days of the High Republic era.
Now, The Acolyte was officially announced here, but it was back in April of 2020 that it was reported that Leslie Headland would be showrunning a female-centric Star Wars series for Disney Plus that would explore the franchise from the perspective of the villains. So that got me excited because it was 2 things we had never seen before.
Right. And
Female-centric Star Wars and the perspective of the villains.
And also set in the High Republic, which is, the High Republic book series and all of that publishing initiative was very new at the time, and it was a new galaxy to explore, really. So by setting that series so far back, you don't have to be beholden to so many characters and events that have happened. Right.
And even though I wasn't a big fan of the High Republic going in because I'm not a big reader, now we get to see it as a series. I'm all in. It's like my Cliff Notes version to the High Republic.
Yes. Yes, there you go.
Do you recall back at Celebration 2022, and the Acolyte made a huge splash?
Yes, I do.
Amanda Stenberg was there.
She dressed as Padme.
Yes.
And I love in the white.
Yeah, the arena battle outfit.
Yeah, with even the little cape thing, and she looks so cool.
And I love seeing the actors or the filmmakers being fans.
Yes.
Not just because they were hired to do the series, but themselves being fans to the point where they're cosplaying Dave Filoni as Plo Koon, Amanda Stenberg as Padme. This had success written all over it.
Mm-hmm.
Then came the premiere in June of 2024, and I don't know what happened to fandom. It just flipped.
Oh, I know.
It flipped, and I still don't really
understand.
I understand, but I don't want to acknowledge
the
vitriol that came this way.
know.
Now, with that said, there were a couple of story hiccups in the first couple of episodes. You recall we were watching it, and all of a sudden they fade to black, roll credits. Like, what happened?
Right, and I think the dynamic of the twins were a little confusing, honestly. Like which twin was which.
Yeah, and as we said before, maybe if you gave one a different hairstyle,
yes, mm-hmm.
then we would know. But the last couple of episodes were phenomenal.
Yeah.
Going back to the castle where the big tragedy took place, where May and Osha, where they separated and they thought one was dead, and it all came down to Saul, the Jedi Master, and there's Chimera, this great new Star Wars villain.
Yeah.
And the lightsaber turning from blue to red. Oh,
that first time we'd seen that like on screen.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. I loved where this was going. And then one of the last images was Darth Plagueis. We're seeing Darth Plagueis. And then there's Yoda. Oh my goodness. But it ended there.
It did.
But
and
I think
not going to continue.
But like with Obi-Wan, maybe there won't be a season 2, but that storyline will continue. But I think this will continue with Chimera. He's too great of a character to just leave there.
Either that or just they introduced some interesting Force concepts in this series, which I think might continue, even if the characters don't.
Yeah. So there's a lot to explore here. So I just wish it were like the old days where a TV series may not be successful in the first couple of years.
Right.
Then all of a sudden, boom, it finds their footing and finds their audience.
Mm-hmm.
I really hope that they reconsider with this or just do a Chimera series. Because look, when we go to conventions, how many Chimera cosplayers do we see?
Oh yeah,
there's a lot.
There is. Yeah, it's a cool character, a cool looking character. So
yeah, there's a lot there, and plus you add in Darth Plagueis. Have a Darth Plagueis, do something. You've set up all this great world building. Continue that.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's another one for the Yup side. It did get produced.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how many for Yup?
7 for Yup.
Uh-huh.
And only 2 for Nope.
Nope.
All right, then the presentation announced another animated series. Was this going to pick up where the Droid series left off in 1985? This is a Droid story.
As we continue to develop new stories, the intersection of animation and visual effects offers new opportunities for us to explore. Lucasfilm Animation will be teaming up with our unparalleled visual effects team ILM to develop a special Star Wars adventure for Disney+, a droid story. This epic journey will introduce us to a new hero guided by our most iconic duo, R2-D2 and C-3PO, on a special mission known only to them. What could possibly go wrong?
What could go wrong?
What?
You wouldn't make it? That's what could go wrong.
Yeah, I don't remember this at all.
I do, because when I heard this, for some reason, I'm thinking this is like another holiday special. When you hear a Christmas story, you hear a droid story, you think a Christmas story. So I had it in my mind that it was like a Christmas time special.
Oh, funny.
Themed around the holidays. But then I thought, is this going to pick up where the Droid series left off?
Right. The 85.
The 1985 series.
Saturday morning cartoons.
Yes. Oh, wow. I was so in.
Yeah, and so I mean, this seems so cute, and I love the fact that it is a mix of ILM digital effects with Lucasfilm animation. How interesting would that have been? But unfortunately, this never appeared. There's been no news since 2020.
Anthony Daniels did mention it in passing in an interview.
Really?
But that was it.
Okay.
I think he was mentioning some things he had coming up, and he had mentioned a droid story, and after that,
nothing. Yeah, he probably even might have recorded some lines for it.
Mhm.
Just didn't know where the animation was at that point. But yeah, this never. We haven't heard a peep.
yeah, this was one of the ones I was really looking forward to.
Yeah.
Because of that whole holiday connection and the connection with the droid series. You know, they would have had to have continued this in that same droids universe.
Okay.
With having
I don't know
followed
about
Jobin and
I don't think
yeah,
so.
come on. And Size From. Oh my, and the Great Heap. Oh my goodness, though. Yeah, I was really looking forward to this one, but this was one of the ones where they picked up the rug and just sweep.
Yep. So we got 7 yups and how many nopes at this point?
This makes the 3rd nope.
Uh-oh. Nopes are catching up.
Mm-mm.
Well, now Kathleen took us outside of Star Wars to another Lucasfilm project, and it took them 34 years to get here.
Outside of the Star Wars galaxy, we're expanding Lucasfilm's presence on Disney Plus with another beloved mythological world created by George Lucas, Willow. This series will be set decades after Ron Howard's 1988 movie, continuing the spirit of adventure, heroics, and humor of the original film. We're delighted that Warwick Davis will be returning in the role of the great sorcerer, Willow Ufgood. We have a wonderful creative team at the helm. John Chu, director of the groundbreaking film Crazy Rich Asians, will be directing the pilot. Willow begins shooting next March in Wales and will debut on Disney Plus in 2022.
There is a lot there. John Chu, I mean, going on right now in the media, he's well known now for directing Wicked and Wicked for Good and holy cow. But the Willow series, I mean, I think the first, 2 episodes or something, we were really into.
We were really into it because it brought back Warwick Davis in the role of Willow Ufgood, and I love Willow so much back in 1988, and I was so looking forward to a Willow 2, and now we got the Willow TV series. Once again, not just a film, but a whole series. You get to explore Willow, and where's Mad Mardigan, and Sorsha, and Bav Morda. Oh, so much there. And this was being developed by Jonathan Kasdan, son of Lawrence Kasdan, and they both did a great job with Solo. Erin Kellerman was also the star, and she played Enfys Nest in Solo.
That's right.
So it had a very powerfully packed cast and crew. Our friend D. Tales played a troll in the series. Discussions about a continuation of Willow began as early as 2005 when George Lucas commented at Celebration 3 about Lucasfilm going back to television.
Wow.
And then Warwick Davis said repeatedly that he'd love to come back to Willow. But then during a May 2019 interview on an MTV podcast, Ron Howard, the director of the 1988 film, revealed that he had been approached by Jonathan Kasdan about rebooting the film as a television series at Disney Plus.
Wow.
Yeah. Then things got underway, and there were some production hiccups, I'm sure, because of the pandemic.
Yes.
So John Chu had to step away. How great would that have been?
Yeah.
To see a John Chu directed Willow series.
I know, but I mean, did this series happen? Yes, but if you try to find it on Disney Plus anymore,
it ain't there.
It's not there.
It's
It's almost like it never happened, which is pretty sad. Because I don't even think they put out any kind of DVDs or Blu-rays.
No.
Yeah, so you literally cannot watch it. Wow. So that might be one for the yup side, but it's almost a nope. But
going on with the theme, they did make it, so it does belong on the yup side.
Yeah.
Should it have gone to the nope side?
Well, no, because we wanted it.
We did want it, but in the end, it didn't really hold true to the Willowverse.
Right.
And you know what? I love Willow and I love the Beach Boys, but you don't combine the two. When they had good vibrations under the end credits to one of the episodes, what are you doing? Why? Why? That's a fantasy world. Keep that over there.
It's a little odd, yes.
Unless they had somewhere in the episode where we had missed that maybe the Beach Boys had gone through a portal to enter the Willowverse. That didn't happen. Leave it to its own score.
Yeah. So that is 8 for yup.
3
for nope.
All right. Maria says yep. That's a yep. Yes
It's a
for
yup.
yep. And the yups are taking it.
They are so far. However, another long-awaited Lucasfilm project was up next. Now, Richard, just be careful where you dial your expectations. It was Destiny that Disney was going to pull the trigger on this.
We also have some news to share on our theatrical slate. We're in pre-production on the next and final installment of Indiana Jones. At the helm, we have James Mangold, director of the Academy Award-winning film Ford vs. Ferrari. And of course, Indy himself, Harrison Ford, will be back to conclude this iconic character's journey. Indy will begin shooting late spring of 2021 and will be released in July of 2022.
So when Disney bought Lucasfilm in 2012, they made a lot of announcements about Star Wars, but we all knew that Indiana Jones was going to be next. But then when Disney purchased the distribution rights to Indiana Jones from Paramount in December 2013, the dial was set on the 5th installment of the Indiana Jones franchise. But it wasn't until May of 2015 that Kathleen Kennedy made the official announcement. Now, they announced that the next Indiana Jones film would come out in 2022, but because of the pandemic, once again, it was pushed back to June of 2023. And when we had interviewed some people from Dial of Destiny at Comic-Con, was it? WonderCon, they were talking about all the locations that were planned, but because you couldn't leave the countries, they had to do everything in one spot.
That's right.
Which really forced them to rewrite a lot of stuff at the last minute.
Set scenes at a different location than they had written and storyboarded for. And all of that. So they really had to scramble to get this done.
Now, the first 20 minutes of Dial of Destiny were great with the 1981-looking Harrison Ford. And
so awesome.
Get to see another adventures of the young Indiana Jones.
Oh, yeah.
Not the Chronicles, but a young Harrison Ford as Indiana Jones. Great. I loved it. And then things happened. Things happened with a plot that still cannot be explained.
Oh, with the dial?
With everything.
Whatever. Well, so, I mean...
Go ahead.
Honestly, they could have cut about 20 to 30 minutes from this film. I think it would have been a tighter film and better because they really need to suss up. And I love the fact that Indiana Jones, when they traveled back in time, and he was going to be like die there back in time in his archaeology past where he loved. So it kind of was like a full circle moment.
Yes.
I really thought, and they made us really think that would happen.
However...
Right, it didn't happen that way. However, yeah.
I think Ezra Bridger pulled him into the world between worlds.
Oh,
and said,
there you go.
Nope, you're not going to die here, Indy.
So I really want to see this again, actually, just to watch it again with different eyes. Now, Maria is saying, I love the new Indiana Jones movie, Dial of Destiny. It's better than whatever we got with the previous movie with the alien skulls. Kingdom of the Crystal Skull.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's hard. It's hard to.
Yeah, boy, I really want to love this film. I really do, and I gotta tell you, I got a kick out of seeing Indiana Jones watching HR Puffin stuff and listening to the Beatles.
Right.
That was fun. Okay, and we'll leave it at that. So that's 9 for the yeps and 3 for the nopes. Hey, we're not doing too bad.
Not at all.
So this next one went under the radar since 2020. It is Children of Blood and Bone.
Our slate is expanding further with a story that will introduce a new hero, and explore an original world that feels perfectly paired with Lucasfilm storytelling. We're proud to bring to the screen author Tomi Adeyemi's New York Times best-selling novel, Children of Blood and Bone. This story will center around a young African girl's heart-racing quest to restore magic to her forsaken people, the Magi. Tomi was recently included in the Time 100's list of most influential people of 2020. We're proud to be partnering with the 20th Century Studios on this coming-of-age adventure.
Oh, this sounds really exciting. I'm not sure. Have you heard anything about this since 2020?
I have not. I should read this book because I'm a book reader.
Oh, yeah. And tell me all about it.
It's a New York Times best-selling novel. And it sounds interesting. A young girl restoring magic to her Magi people. I mean, how cool is that?
Yeah.
Now, this movie obviously has not come out yet. However, it is still in production and is scheduled for a January 15th, 2027 release date. Wow, it has taken a long time to get off the ground.
Well, 2027 will be big for Lucasfilm.
Yes. Now, the film itself has already wrapped principal photography as of June 2nd of this year, 2025. And when I looked at IMDb, there's some notable stars here that we know from Star Wars and various other things. So Amandla Stenberg.
From The Acolyte.
Cynthia Erivo, who is Elphaba in Wicked. Also Idris Elba.
From Thor.
Chiwetel Ejiofor, who is a voice of Callus in Star Wars Rebels. And also Viola Davis.
Yeah, that's a power-packed cast.
Yeah.
Now, gotta ask the question, are we looking forward to this?
I think definitely.
Yeah.
I want to read the book, and then I'll definitely be looking forward to it probably more. I mean, if it's a New York Times bestselling novel, it's got to be a good story.
All right. See if it's on audible.com.
Oh, I will.
All right. So that's another one. You know, we'll consider this a yup.
Yes.
So this is on the yup side. So that's 10. 10 for the yups.
Nice.
All right. Maria says in the Sky Chat that she's looking forward to this as well.
Awesome.
All right, so in 2027, we have this to look forward to and Starfighter.
Woohoo!
All right, now we are brought back to Star Wars. Not just any Star Wars, but theatrical Star Wars. So this asks the question, what we do in the shadows in the Star Wars universe? Well, if you ask Taika Waititi, it's work on a Star Wars film that will never get made.
Our Star Wars theatrical slate is pushing forward into a new future era. As we announced recently, we're currently developing a brand new Star Wars feature with acclaimed filmmaker, Academy Award winner, Taika Waititi. Taika's approach to Star Wars will be fresh, unexpected, and unique. His enormous talent and sense of humor will ensure that audiences are in for an unforgettable ride. He's currently hard at work writing this next adventure.
Not hard enough. Not hard enough, apparently.
No, as it was said at Celebration in April 2025, the movie is still in development, Kathleen Kennedy said, and Taika is on Taika time. When he's ready to devote time to it, we're ready to make it.
But
that's double talk for, yeah, this ain't getting made.
No, and because it's not on a production schedule and anything like that, we're definitely counting this in the nope category. Yeah, it's in development hell.
Which is unfortunate because I like his style. I want to see something in the vein of what we do in the shadows. If you haven't seen that series, it's a great vampire documentary show, kind of like The Office.
Right.
Has a cameo by Mark Hamill.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. So I am looking forward to this, but I'm not gonna hold my breath.
No, I don't think it's gonna get made. So we're definitely putting it in the nope category. What does Maria say about this?
She says, I don't trust the director with any franchise ever since the disaster of Thor: Love and Thunder.
Oh. Yeah, the marketing for that film was more exciting than the film itself. Oh no! Fernando, keep him and his annoying screaming goats away from Star Wars. There was screaming goats with their tongues hanging out in Thor: Love and Thunder.
Oh, right.
Okay, wow. We got some very strong opinions in our Sky Chat. All right. Well,
I love what he did with the Mandalorian, so let's
that's right.
give him the benefit of the doubt. But don't worry, it ain't getting made.
No, so that is definitely, we're up to 4 for nope.
Oh, 10 for yups.
Yes.
And 4 for nopes.
Okay.
All right, now the Lucasfilm segment of the Disney Investor Day closed out with a film we all thought was definitely gonna be made. How could you go wrong with Patty Jenkins?
And a sizzle reel.
And to close today, I couldn't be more excited that our next Star Wars feature film will be directed by Patty Jenkins. Patty, director of the Wonder Woman franchise, will bring her inspired vision to Rogue Squadron. This story will introduce a new generation of starfighter pilots as they earn their wings and risk their lives in a boundary-pushing, high-speed thrill ride. The legend of Rogue Squadron has been long beloved by Star Wars fans and will move us into a future era of the galaxy. Rogue Squadron will be released in theaters Christmas of 2023.
Christmas, huh?
Yeah.
It would have been 2 years since that movie came out if that was correct.
I guess Lucasfilm saw Wonder Woman 1984 and said, that's how we can go wrong with Patty Jenkins.
Yeah, so sad. I was so looking forward to this. I mean, the X-Wing novels back in the 90s were really fun to read. And just having some fighter pilots and knowing that Patty Jenkins' father, I believe she said, was a fighter pilot. He was in the Air Force. And so she had this unique perspective on it. I was pumped, man.
But this goes along with the theme of you make a bad film and Lucasfilm is going to tick you off of their directing agenda, their slate.
Fortunately.
Yeah, we saw it with Justin Simeon. We saw it with James Mangold. And we're seeing it here with Patty Jenkins. It's more than a coincidence.
Mm-hmm. It's like skittish, you know, Lucasfilm is skittish.
Yeah.
And I don't like that. Yeah.
Okay, now in 2022, it was taken off of Disney's release schedule. It was Rogue Squadron. It was hanging on there for a time. It was here, it was there, it was not, it was here. And 2022, they said, let's just take it off. However, there are rumors that Rogue Squadron could turn into a series for Disney Plus.
Okay.
I think that rumor lasted about an hour.
Yeah, exactly. And then as of October 29th of 2025, so a little over a month ago, Patty Jenkins confirmed that she does owe a draft of Rogue Squadron to Lucasfilm.
You know what? Well, that means that she got paid.
Oh.
She got paid for a draft.
Okay.
And now she just owes it to them. They'll take it and say, okay, thanks. They'll put it in the pile and it'll stay there.
Yeah, so it's in development hell again. No production schedule, no shooting. So yeah.
Yeah, so then I think Sean Levy said, you know what? I'll take it from here, Patty, and made Starfighter.
Yeah, really. Rogue Squadron, Starfighter.
Yeah, so I don't think we're going to have two films with the whole Starfighter theme to it.
Right. Maybe it was kind of reworked and rewritten. Because isn't Starfighter also set in the future of the Star Wars galaxy?
In the, 5 years after The Rise of Skywalker.
Right.
But no, I don't think Rogue Squadron was rewritten because Patty Jenkins still owes a draft of Rogue Squadron.
Okay.
She could just write all work and no play makes Johnny a dull boy for like 200 pages, and that would be good enough. Yeah, Lucasfilm will say, okay, we're never going to open it. Doesn't matter what's inside there. And Sean Levy's going to make his own film.
Yeah, that's true. Okay. All right. Well.
So do we think this is ever going to get made?
Nope.
No.
So is this the final one?
This is the
of the
final.
Lucasfilm?
Yes, this is the final.
This is the final project of the Lucasfilm Disney Investor Day.
Yeah. Now you didn't mention a sizzle reel.
Oh,
so
yes.
let's go ahead and roll this sizzle reel, which was really, really fun.
Mm-hmm. Oh my God. I was like freaking out over this. Favorite thing of the day.
I love to move fast and speed of any kind. I think that that's because I grew up the daughter of a great fighter pilot, and every day I would wake up and go outside and look up, see my father and his squadron taking off and their F-4s roaring across the sky, and it was the most thrilling thing still I've experienced in my entire life. So when he lost his life in service to this country, it ignited a desire in me to turn all of that tragedy and thrill into one day making the greatest fighter pilot movie of all time. But try as I might and look as I did, I couldn't find the right story ever. I kept looking and looking, but I just couldn't find the right one until now. Now I found a movie about two things I love. So I'm going to see you very soon.
So judging by that little promo, I thought this was definitely going to be made.
Absolutely.
It was all right there.
Yeah.
Until once again, Wonder Woman 1984.
Unfortunately, yeah. Now, Maria is saying that I am very surprised about there being so many unmade Star Wars projects. Yeah, and nearly, the Star Wars films that were announced are on the nope category. Absolutely. So I think what we need to do now is do kind of a by the numbers wrap up.
Yeah, this is the content that was announced at this Disney Investor Day. Now, there have been other Star Wars projects with directors and such that were announced that we won't go into right now.
Right, exactly. Yeah, this is just
for the Investor Day.
Yeah, which is so fun. I mean, looking 5 years later, what has all happened? I mean, time changes so many things. The society changes, the pandemic, like all of this stuff had factors into what happened.
All right, so to recap, that is 10 for the upside and 5 for the nope side. Once again, not a bad ratio. You know what? Things happen. Having worked in the film business, I know how much can go wrong behind the scenes, and it just happens. And which is unfortunate for some of the series like Lando, which I really wanted to see, or the special like a droid story I really wanted to see. Mm-hmm. But who's to say what the future holds? As Yoda once said, "Always in motion is the future."
So let's go by the numbers and see which of these studios, how many projects they announced on this Disney Investor Day, how many got made, how many did not. So here we go. For Lucasfilm, 15 things were announced, 15 projects, 10 were or are being produced, and 5 did not. And to recap, they were the series Rangers of the New Republic.
This is the stuff that is not being made.
Correct. So to recap, things that weren't being made are the series Rangers of the New Republic, the series Lando, and the series A Droid Story. And then the 2 Star Wars films. So we have Taika Waititi film and Rogue Squadron. So there you go. Those are the non-things made. Now for Marvel, they announced or talked about 24 projects.
Wow.
24 in their segment of this Disney Investor Day. And out of 24 projects, 22 were produced. That is a huge number, a huge amount. Now, some of them suffered because of this, as we've seen. Now they've slowed down on their production. But 2 were not made. Do you want to know what they are?
Yeah, please.
So far, Armor Wars was announced with Don Cheadle. Now, this shifted from a Disney Plus series to a movie after Secret Invasion tanked. So that series did not do well. So this shifted to a movie. But now, with that rollback of quality over quantity of all the Marvel things, this is like definitely not happening. This just got axed as one of the things like, okay, we can't devote any time to this, any manpower to this, so sorry, Don Cheadle, Armor Wars is gone.
But you know what? We'll have you back for Doomsday, and you'll be happy. So will your bank account. Don't complain.
Exactly. Now, also, the second thing Marvel did not produce is Blade. So this was announced as a film. However, it is now off of the Marvel calendar. It is currently in development hell, and it could pop up in 2028 or later in an untitled Marvel film slot. But it is unlikely. Yeah.
Yeah, they get their hands full right now.
Exactly.
But it was funny hearing the mention of Blade in Deadpool and Wolverine when Wesley Snipes said, "I'm the only Blade." And no, you're not. No, you're not. That reference is very dated now.
Oh. Now, out of the Disney, Pixar, and FX section of this Disney Investor Day, 24 projects were announced. So same as Marvel, 24, and 20 have been produced. So there are 4 projects that did not get produced. Are you ready to hear what they are?
Yeah.
All right, so one of them was supposed to be a Disney Plus series, Beauty and the Beast, a live-action Disney Plus series with Luke Evans and Josh Gad. So they were focusing on Gaston and LeFou, and with music by Alan Menken. I'm so sad this didn't get produced. And this was indefinitely postponed as of February of 2022 because the creatives just couldn't get their story and music together in the direction that they wanted on time. Unfortunately. I know, I'm sad about that. Like, that sounds so exciting. Another thing that has not been produced is Sister Act 3. They managed to produce Hocus Pocus 2, but not Sister Act 3, and this would have been with Whoopi Goldberg, also producing with Tyler Perry. Now, a final script has been submitted to Disney as of March of 2025. However, it's up to Disney to go, okay, now we're producing this. And right now, they have not heard anything. So it's not on the schedule. Yeah. I don't think it's happening. Yep.
Are we going to miss that?
I mean, I loved the 2 Sister Act films. I don't know how this would have gone. I would have happily watched it on Disney Plus. I don't think it's a movie I would go to the theater to see.
Right, yeah. It'll be a Disney Plus special.
Exactly.
Okay.
Now, also announced was a Tiana series that was going to be done by Disney Animation. Now, this was canceled in early 2025 because Disney stopped making long-form content for streaming as it was not cost-effective to animate long-form content for streaming, which does make sense.
It does
from a
make
business
it does
perspective.
make sense, yeah.
And unfortunately, that would have been another series that would have had music to it. It would have been, I think, really cool to see Tiana like in everyday life after her story of the Princess and the Frog. But we did get a ride. We did get an attraction.
Get Tiana's Big Thunder Splash Mountain.
Bayou Adventure.
Bayou Adventure.
Yes.
A ride we still haven't gone on yet.
Exactly.
It's a water ride, so I doubt it'll happen anytime soon.
It's been out a year and we haven't been on it yet. That is so funny.
Oh, Maria says, I love Whoopi.
Aw, yay. So do we. Another series, the final series that got canceled because of this long-form content being axed for animation, was Moana the series. Now, this became Moana 2, the movie. So they decided to put that into, put their muscle behind a movie, a film that came out last year.
And you know what? We still have not watched the live-action Moana trailer.
We have not.
No, we have not.
Oh my goodness. Wow. Well, we got some watching to do.
So thank you everyone for watching this and investing your time.
What a crazy investor day.
That was very, very crazy and very, very exciting. And we're still holding out hope for some of those projects that were in the Nope section.
Yes, indeed.
Yep, we're counting on the Nopes.
All right, let's get another Disney Investor Day. Let's see what's going to happen and what we can look forward to in Disney and Marvel and Star Wars.
As you can see, this is a new era for Star Wars and Lucasfilm, with expanded opportunities for continued innovation, high-quality storytelling, and cinematic experiences like never before.
Shout-outs, Skywalker shout-outs. Which Skywalkers get props from here in Neverland? Who was tweeted out? Shout out. Who was photobombed? Shout out. Who was shared a post? Shout out.
Now comes one of our favorite parts of Skywalking through Neverland. That's acknowledging the Skywalkers.
Acknowledging the Skywalking Force. You guys contribute every month on our Patreon. We want to thank you so, so much. So without further ado, we want to give huge thanks to
Anthony Kakias.
Benjamin Avachuko.
Oh, I think he's right here in the Sky Chat.
I think so, yeah.
Hey, Benjamin.
Oh, there you are. Yay. Awesome.
Blessed Cheesemaker.
Bryn McKinnon.
Cat Lava 97.
Chickafent.
Christopher Marino.
Courtney Turkel.
Dale Erdman.
Dave Kerwin.
Don Glover, who I think is right here in the Sky Chat as well. Is he there?
I think, yes, Don Glover and Glenn Stein,
And
also in the Sky Chat.
Hey. Goalie Rob.
Jeff Caffrey. You're usually there too in the Sky Chat.
Yes, he is. Jeremy and Heather Hunt.
Joey Pittman.
John Liang. Thank you for your holiday card, John Liang.
Aw. John Zoncanaro.
Julie Caruana.
Julie and James Gildersleeve.
Justin Smith.
Cato Toby Ryder.
Kelly Turkel.
Kristen Carr.
Laura Bryce.
Leanne Nelson.
Meredith Duckworth.
Michael Corbett.
Michael Nipp.
Mike Ward.
Nancy Steinman.
Patty Hammond.
Patty Nazarian.
Norma and Peter Heitman.
Who were just here about an hour ago.
Yep.
Reynold Gobey.
Sasha Barrios.
Scott Carmichael.
Scott Hume.
Taryn Bench.
TerminusBook.com.
Wesley Meecombs.
William Megalio.
And Win Patterson. Thank you to one and to all for your continued support. We really appreciate it. And speaking of holiday cards, ours will be going out very, very shortly.
That wraps up episode 538 of
Skywalking Through Neverland. We want to thank Disney for providing us with this great content 5 years ago.
Now, next week, we will be celebrating the 10th anniversary of The Force Awakens with special guests. Now, we have shared some social media posts already, and we want your comments that we will be able to share on our next episode. So, about your Force Awakens memories, we really want them. So, Skywalkers, look for those social media posts.
And once again, if you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on our socials at Skywalking Pod. And join us every Monday for Things We Want to Share. Every Monday at 6 p.m. Pacific time, where we share what we've done the previous week. The Skywalkers come on and share what they've done, and we have some trivia.
I can't wait to share. Now, you can get autographed copies of Today in Star Wars History, Parts 1 and 2, and Skywalking Through My Fandom at skywalkingthroughneverland.com/book. Now, do you want your name read every month by us in our Skywalker shoutouts? Well, you can join the Skywalking Force on Patreon for early access, bonus episodes, and shoutouts. We also have some cool bonus content there, like a full John Williams Hollywood Bowl concert. And I think we're just like 7 members away from 50 strong there. So thank you so much to everyone already on board. We could not do this without you. We love you. And we love doing this.
Now, another big thanks to our sponsor, Small World Vacations, for their continued support. Thinking of a trip to a Disney park, a Disney cruise, or the Universal theme parks? Get a hold of Small World Vacations at smallworldvacations.com and tell them Skywalking Through Neverland sent you.
And remember, Spirit Jersey now has their own Star Wars and Disney licensed clothing that you can buy outside the parks, but then you can wear them to the theme parks like we did. So you can head to spiritjersey.com and get free shipping with the code SKYWalkNeverland, which is SKYWLKNVD. This code is in our show notes or right here on screen.
Now, we are part of the Skywalking Network.
Skynet.
Where you can find other great shows like Talking Apes,
Star Warsologies,
and the YouTube shows Collectopolis and Today in Star Wars History. Now, stick around for bloopers and other fun bits that didn't make it into the show.
Lots of bloopers.
And,
as always,
Neverland on Alderaan.
He is so excited about this.
And what's Wicket wearing over there?
Wicket? I gotta go the other way. Oh, look at his little hat. Oh. So, if you'd like, Richard, I'm going to need your clappy claps.
All right.
Ryan agrees with me. Ryan does. Thank you, Ryan.
All right. No swearing, no sex in Star Wars. Okay? There you have it. There you go.
Have you read the book Lost Stars?
You can. Yes, I have.
There's
You
sex.
you can have beheadings. You can have dismemberments, sliced appendages. But just come on. Just, you know what? I draw the line at swearing. And the sex and
Shit.
Hey, look at those names to the left. They are part of the Skywalking Force, our Patreon.
Become a producer yourself and check out all the Disney Plus themed bonus content available depending on the level you subscribe.
Become a member of the elite Skywalking Force at skywalkingforce.com.